you?
I'm good, and you?
Give us a little twirl. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Nice. You look stunning.
Thank you.
Anyways, today we are in the studio with Lori and we're about to take some pictures and I want to carry you guys along. There is like a serious alarm going on in the background. I hope it doesn't disturb you too much. But what we're doing essentially is trying to create like a very beautiful image of Lori, and we've been using, you know, big modifiers, soft light all the time. So what I'm trying to do today is just play with a slightly harder modifier. This is a Fresnel, and what it does is create a bit of like a specular harsh light. But the good thing about this one is you can either flood it or spot it. And so when I turn it on, I'll show you what that does. So you can either like focus the light, make it smaller and harsher, or just make it softer and a little bit more flattering. So that's what we're going to be exploring. And for the light, I'm going to be using the Suncrafter 300 watt RGB ACL light. That is pretty much the lighting setup. Maybe I will add an edge light for a bit of separation, but again, I don't know how that's going to look like, and it's purely experimental. So when we start, I'll carry you guys along and then see how we're able to build the shot together. Are you ready?
Yeah.
If you've been following the channel for a while, you know that when I'm in a studio and I see things like this overhead light up there, I don't like it at all. What I want to do is make sure that I'm in full control of my lighting and the way it looks on my subject. Because right now, you can see that because she's standing under the light, we have this light on top of her and it's not creating like very flattering light. If you look closely, you can see that it doesn't look really flattering, right? So what we want to do is make sure that we have some direction to our light. So when I turn on the spotlight, it's going to create this circular pattern right here. And maybe I will add an edge light. So first of all, let's turn off the light in the studio and see what that gives us. Now you can see that if I go back to here, we don't have that top light that was unflattering. And we do have an LED, which is helping us see the video, but it's not going to influence our pictures when we start taking them. So what I'm doing also is I'm shooting with a Canon R8 and my Sigma 50 1.4, because most of the time when I'm shooting with my 24-70 and my R5. And sometimes people think that it's because of the equipment I'm using, that's why I'm able to get like pretty decent images. But today I'm just using the R8 and the 50mm. And hopefully we're able to create beautiful portraits to let you know that it's not really so much about this, but it's about everything that is happening in your frame. I'm going to start off by taking a test shot. Like I mentioned earlier, I do have an LED here and I don't want that to influence the pictures. So currently I'm at 1/400 on the shutter speed, f1.4 and ISO 200. So taking a test shot right now, there is really nothing on the screen. It's dark, meaning that the light that is here is not influencing our shot, and that is something that is really important. I always say this: if you're about to introduce any artificial lights into your set, just make sure that you're starting with a clean canvas so that you're sure of what your light is doing. So now that we have this, what I think I want to do is, even though I know the effects that this light is going to create, I want to start again with my weakest light, and that is going to be the light that I want to come from behind here. So for that, I'm going to be using this small rig 60 watt LED. It doesn't have an app, so I just have to turn it on and then just adjust it till I feel like the power is good enough. So I'll put this at the back and hopefully it's able to add a bit of separation. I hope you can see it in the video. So without it and with it, without, with. All right, so now that we have our edge light, or in this case our backlight positioned, if I take a shot, let's see what we get. Nice. Now you can see that we have a bit of glow on top of her head, a little bit on her shoulder. So depending on the pose that she's going to give us, we will be able to see some illumination on those areas. And that just adds a bit of separation to our shot. Now for our key light. This is the main light which is going to illuminate our subject. And that is the Suncrafter RGB light. If I turn it on and just put it a little bit to the left of me, you can immediately see that on this side, her shadow is hitting the backdrop. So let me take a shot and show you what that looks like. This could be a look if that is what you want. Look at the hair here too. Yeah. Amazing. Okay, we're starting with simple poses because I just want you guys to see how it looks, but this is a very beautiful light. You can see it's very moody, it's contrasty, and then like I said, it's casting this deep shadow onto our curtain backdrop. Now, speaking of backdrop, when I came here, obviously it's a studio, so it's a blank canvas as well. But what I decided to do is just hang or drape these velvety, red fabric in the background, just to make this image look a little bit more theatrical. I feel like that just helps, make the image different from what you would get if you were just supposed to work with a plain space. So now that I've done my test shots, I figured out where my edge light is, or my backlight, and my main light. What do I need to do to improve the shot? And I'm doing this by analyzing the image and seeing what I like versus what I don't like, right? Now, I think I don't want to see the shadow where it is, because to me, even though it's a nice look, it's a little bit distracting. The next thing I also want to do is raise my light a little bit higher, because I feel like we're not getting a lot of illumination on her face. And so I want to raise the light a little bit higher because her face is the focal point in the image anyways. So step one, I'm going to raise the light up some more. But I also don't want to go too high up, because if I do that, it means I'm going to throw a lot of shadows underneath. And I'm going to bring the light into the center just a little bit, so that the shadow immediately falls at the back of hair. So it means that it's not going to be to the side. And when I take a picture, we should be able to see that we have a better illumination as well. Okay, yeah, that's nice. Okay, so just by moving the light, raising it up, you can see that now we have better light on her face, and then we also have the shadow disappearing a little bit more. I know from her knees going down is falling into darkness, but that's what you get when you're using a spotlight. It's a focused light, it doesn't spread everywhere. If I do want this to spread a lot more, I can bring the light back, but I feel like it will also take away from what this light is supposed to do, what this modifier is supposed to do. It's a spotlight. So I want everywhere around her to fall a little bit darker, just so she pops off the background.